Hello! Today I will show you how to properly test your custom skins in a CSGO bot game. I believe that many people is confused about this topic, and fairly enough, because there are different methods of doing it. One that gives a very bad result, and one that gives you a 100% accurate representation of the actual skin in game. So let's get right into it. You will need a few things before you start. First of all, you will need GCFscape. GCFscape is a piece of software that will explore VPK files. You will also need Notepad++ or any other text editor. You will also need your texture file in the format of VTF, the valid texture file. I have chosen my bubblegum skin from the workshop. You will also need a preset file. Just go into the CSGO workshop feature in game and export them right from there. I assume that you already know the workshop and how it works. There are two important files that you need to know how to use: the pack0run_dir and the items_game. So these two files are found here. First of all, the pack01_dir is found under bin, and no, not bin, sorry, the CSGO folder. And down here we should find the pack01_dir.vpk. So the other file, the script file items_game, is found here in the same CSGO folder in scripts and items, and here you'll find items_game. The pack01 is a VPK file. To open this, you'll need GCFscape. So open up GCFscape and navigate to the pack01_dir. So it's in here in the program files: Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and CSGO. And here you'll find the pack01_dir.vpk. And this file is a package containing all the materials, models, particles, resources, scripts, and sounds of the game. So in order to find the textures for the weapons, you'd go into materials, then you will go down to models, it's right here, and weapons in the bottom, and go to customization, and in here you'll find a folder called paints. And now I'll switch over to this larger area here. In here you'll find a collection of different styles, so the anodized era, the anodized multicolor, the antiqued, the costume, gunsmith, hydrographic, and spray. So let's for example go into the hydrographic. In here you'll find all the hydrographic skins in the game already. So let's for example get up the splatter. This is I believe the P250 splatter skin, I don't know actually. So these might look a bit weird. It's because there are, alpha textures. So you would go into the workshop and go to something like this hydrographic, and then choose a color that will replace the, for example, red, green, and blue colors in the skin. So let's get out the tiger. This, I believe, is the tiger tooth skin, but I'm not sure again because it's kind of hard to determine the skin from this. Let's maybe get some other types of skins here, like the gunsmith ones. Let's go into workshop, and here we can find the, here is the new M4A1 decimator. So this is what the decimator skins look like when you've landed out into a texture file in UV texture. In here you'll find all the textures, of course, and that will be useful when we have to change our reference in the script file items_game, and I'll get right into that now. Now let's open the items_game file to find out how it works. So this file contains references that connects the texture files with the game. It also contains all the preset values of the skins. So if you search by clicking Ctrl+F item_sets, you will find sets of skins from different collections. So for example, this is the weapon case 1 down here, and here is a list of all the weapons in this collection. The important thing to notice from the sets are the name of the skin you want to work with. So let's for example have a look at the MAC-10 skin Last Dive. So it's found right here, the name of it, in these not curly brackets, but these brackets here. So AA_MAC10_the_last_dive. So copy this and search for it in the search function, and go down until you find this one. So what you're looking for is a number referencing the number the skin has been given, and here you'll find all the presets for this particular skin. So for example, here are the pattern location within the BBK file, the style of it, and the colors used with the alpha texture. So let's get more into this skin and show you this as an example. So if we look at the Mac 10 Last Dive pattern found on the Anodized Air with chains for Anodized Airbrush and Workshop, we'll find the Mac 10 the Last Dive pattern, and this is what it looks like when you open it. So it's this combination of red, green and blue colors. All in all, it's possible to use 4 colors, so you could also have picked maybe a yellow or a purple or whatever. Maybe not purple, because in some cases it might look like blue or the red. So use something like red, blue, green and yellow if you're choosing to make such an alpha channel pattern here. So if you look at this, you can see that the leaves here and this animal looking thing right here is green, and the blue stuff here is the tree going up from the skull, and this dragon thing here, and the background is totally red. So that matches very well how the actual skin from the game compares to the items_game file. So if you take a look at the skin here, you'll find that the background, the red parts have been swapped out with the black or somewhat black, and this dragon thing here with the skull and the 3 has been changed out by this Turkish color, and all the green parts here have been changed out by this brownish color. So if we take a look at the texture file here, not the texture file but the presets, you will find that so if you take a look at the Mac 10 Last Dive pattern presets here, you'll find that these are the 4 colors used within the file here. So I have gone ahead and found these RGB colors, these values here. So if you take a look at the first one, color O, color 0, you'll find that this is the brownish, no, not the brownish, but the black color of the skin. And color number 2 is this one. It's also kind of black, so I don't exactly know what these two, which one of these two actually, is representing the background color. Maybe one of them is a bit lighter than the other. I don't know actually, and that maybe defines how the light reflects on the skin itself. I don't know. You will be able to read more about what these colors actually do for each particular style. I'll link to that in the description. Counter-Strike and Valve have published some articles on each and every style and how to use them, and what all these colors and the Phong exponent and fungal boost here, what they actually do. So and then this color number 2 is this one. That is the brownish color of the skin. So you can see this is the brownish color here. And the final one, the color 3, is the Turkish one. So you see that the actual skin itself here contains all the different colors, and when you define them in the pattern presets here, they will show up as exactly that on the skin itself. So this is useful when you have your skin here and you maybe don't know what kind of color scheme you want to use on the skin. So he could maybe have chosen to go for another texture, another color scheme. So this time he used the Turkish and the brown black theme here. You could maybe change the Turkish for the red one, for a red color. Actually, I will try to change some of these values to see the result of the actual skin in game then. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so keep in mind that from now on after you change any files from the CSGO location folders, you cannot go into matchmaking games in CSGO or any other internet related features. So just keep in mind that if you try to find a matchmaking game, it will cause the VAC system to trigger and give you a 30-minute VAC ban, because the files in the location of CSGO is not how it's supposed to look. So maybe you can cheat by changing any of these files. So that will of course trigger the VAC system. So just keep in mind, don't do anything online related in CSGO. What you can do is go into the Steam library, and where it says Counter-Strike Global Offensive, you can right click, go through the properties, and then set some launch options. What you have to type here is this little line here. I don't know what it's called actually, don't remember. And then type insecure. So that will launch the Counter-Strike game in a secure mode. It will simply turn off the VAC system and make sure that you don't do anything internet related. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so here I am again, this time with a modified version of the MAC-10 Last Dive skin. So let's go ahead and buy the MAC-10, which is right here. So as you can see, I have changed some of the colors into another color. So for example, the Turkish color of the skin has been changed to a more golden color, and the brownish color have been changed into a red color. So again, this is a very clever method of making textures by picking these red, blue, green, yellow colors in order to go into the game and see what looks the best. So maybe you have chosen a red that is not bright enough or deeply red enough, so you can go ahead and change it by just changing some of these values to test whether or not it will work in game. So for example, on my skin here, the Glock 18 bubblegum, I noticed that inside the workshop it looked fine. The lighting looked fine, but when I took it into the game here, the settings I had chosen to export from my preset actually made the skin purely white when I went into the Ebrard Sun. So let's give you an example here. So maybe it will be very light like this when the sun is directly on it. So I had to change some of the Phong exponent values and some of the other Phong values in order to make it look better. So yeah, just keep in mind that this is a very good method of making skins. Okay. Again, here's a look of the MAC-10 with the modified colors. Okay, so before we get into how to change the skins to your own, we have to go into the launch settings again and write this line here, and then override _VPK. What this does is that it allows the game to read files outside the pack file, the pack01_dir. So this is very important, and you have to do this before we go on. Okay, so it's very cool that you can go into the game and change some of the colors on the already existing skins, like the Last Dive skin. But how do you actually change the pattern so that it is your pattern? And my initial thought when I started researching this topic, it was that maybe I should change the file inside the pack file. Maybe extract all the files and then overwrite the main pattern, change my own pattern name VTF file into the one representing or going on to the skin I want to try it on, and then just override it and then put it all back together again and just place it here. That is not how you do it. It can be done, but it's not the effective way of doing it, because there are so many files in here, and it's so large that it takes a very good computer a very long time to unpack, extract all these files, and then put them back together again. So what you can actually do is go into the items game file. Let me just find whatever some skin here. So I'll go to item sets and then just pick whatever here. So the CU57 vein. Let's see if it's here anywhere. Yeah, here it is. So what you can do is just to make this setting here refer elsewhere than the actual pack file itself. So instead of making it ask like where in the pack file is the pattern itself, then where there's another way of doing it. So what Valve and Counter-Strike developers did was to make some files in the CSGO folder here called materials and models. These are folders that match how the pack file looks. So if you remember that we went into the materials folder here in the pack file, and then down to models and weapons, customization, and paints, and then whatever type of style you are looking for. It matches these folders here. So when you look at the files inside the materials folder in the pack file, it has very much more files than in this folder here. So in this folder here, it's kind of empty. There's not a lot of stuff. But what these folders are made for is that if you wanna, try out your own models, maybe for weapons or player models or gloves or weapon skins, you can actually just paste them in here and then make the items_game file refer to this place instead. So what you have to do is to make a set of folders that represents or match the exact location of the skin you want to replace. So I want to replace today, let me just go ahead and find it for you here. So I want to replace the Daybreak skin here. So it's an M4A4 Daybreak name here. So I would just go into this. This is actually another way of finding the pattern in the items_game file. So just go in here, go to anodized multicolor, and then see if you can find the pattern that matches the Daybreak skin. So in some cases it's not named the same as the skin is named in the game. So my skin here is named Daybreak, but it will not be named Daybreak in this folder here. So I'll have to sometimes go in and find it by trial and error. So I found my skin to be the Kimono Sunrise skin here. So this is the actual pattern used on the Daybreak skin. So now let's see where it's located in the pack file. So it was materials. So let's open this here and see materials, and then it's in the models folder. Yes, sir. And go down into the weapons. So I have a folder called weapons here. Oh, I don't need this one. And then customization, and it is here in paints and anodized multicolor, and there you go. So this is where the Kimono Sunrise pattern had to be if this folder contained all the stuff. So what you have to do is place your own weapon texture in here, and what you can then do is go into the weapons weapon items_game file here, and just change the name of this pattern sitting here to whatever you call your pattern. So let's just try and find the Kimono Sunrise skin in this items_game file here. So I will go into here and just copy this thing here and go into my file here and just go to the top real quick and search for Kimono Sunrise, and maybe it should be somewhere around here. So here it is, number 471. It's called AM_Kimono_Sunrise. So I have already replaced both my pattern settings to my own, the name of my own skin here. So weapon texture matches the text in here. And what I have also done is go into my preset file on my desktop and replaced all the preset settings to match what I have here from my workshop. So the important thing is that you change this pattern here the style have to be the same and the colors have to match. So mine matches what I exported from the workshop, and also the pattern scale, the Fung exponent, fungal B2 boost has to be the same. And for me, the ignore weapon size scale had to be the same as well. All these offsets here, it could be cool to change these into something more interesting. So maybe you could change some of these values to something else, and your pattern would look different on the weapon. And these wear settings is not very important, because you already have the exterior of the skin defined. So I have mine in Factory New, so that is how the weapons, your own pattern will show up on the skin itself. So when you have changed all the settings and made sure that this folder is matching the pack file, you should be good to go and go into the game, launch game, and check out if it worked. Okay, so this is how my pattern looks on the skin itself when I go into the game. What you can do now is to see whether or not you like it, and then close the game, go into the items_game file, and change or tweak some of the settings to make it look just how you like it. So as I said again, what looked good in the workshop didn't look very good on the skin itself when I put it into the game, due to a brighter sun in here. So I had to go in, change some of the values, and now mostly many of my skins look how I like it. So this has been a tutorial on how to test your skins in game on Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Please make sure to check out my workshop, it's in the description, and other than that, have a very nice day.